Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to. Well, first things first, we're going to start off with. Yeah, last night's stream was awful to most people, but the thing is, you got to realize, even though that they want everybody to think that this is all big and bad. It's a way of destroying America. It's been in the works for ages. Enough said. The main topic of this video is we're going to be talking about Facebook Marketplace, and it is in the works. I am consulting with somebody this weekend on proper techniques of posting and advertising. So very soon, Lord willing, we will be posting some stuff on the marketplace for sale. I have 2 items at my house already that I'm going to be practicing posting on there. So Lord willing that those 2 items sell, I'll be putting a flat screen. I'll be starting with a flat screen TV and an all-in-one Dell Inspiron 2020 model computer. It's not from the year 2020. That's just the model number of the machine. It is one that did not sell at a yard sale when I attempted to sell it at, so why not put it on Facebook Marketplace? I'm sure there's somebody out there that's looking for a very low budget, reasonably priced, all-in-one computer that's capable of doing your day-to-day tasks of emails, spreadsheets, Word documents, going online. It also has a webcam on there, so you can do FaceTime or Skype, or you can do YouTube videos, whatever your needs are. It's plenty fast for day-to-day tasks. Can't complain. It's simple. It works. It's a Dell. It gets the job done. So basically, another thing that we're also going to look into doing is doing a Goodwill auction. Not actually selling stuff on the Goodwill auction, but actually taking a chance at buying computers and refurbishing them from. Because there's stuff on there that's not even available around here. So I don't know yet. I gotta get more cash flow. My cash flow is pretty much this right now. I'm kind of in the red at the moment. So we're gonna have to hold off of that idea for a little bit until we get more. That's the thing with the business. This year has been a very rocky start. It is what it is. The economy is pretty much bad right now. It's not good. And this whole issue with, so just to also set the record here, even though a lot of businesses are making it the law to wear the mask, you don't have to wear one here. You don't have to stay 6 feet apart. You don't need to do any of that. You don't have to act like a zombie or a slave or act all nervous, and just come in and be at home. Just feel at home. You don't have to live in fear. You don't have to wear a mask. You don't have to think about a mask. And you don't have to think about the social distancing. And I'm not going to make you use hand sanitizer either. I don't get consumed in COVID fear factor. This is the kind of business that everything's laid back when it comes to those kind of regulations, and we don't. We're not going to get into it anymore about that. So then the next approach we're also going to take is, have you ever wondered that you got certain friends on Facebook and then you kind of see their friends lists, you kind of see the different kind of people associated. It amazes me a certain kind of people that you meet on the site. You never put two and two together until you kind of go through your list and you see each other's lists and the kind of people. It it's a topic that I've always kind of thought of, never really thought much of, and until just a little while ago, I was just thinking to myself, it's not a bad thing. It's just kind of an interesting thing to look at. Not that I'm consumed with social media. I'm far out of tune with the times when it comes to keeping up with Facebook and Twitter. And I do have a Twitter page for the business, but I'm I'm not really a tweeting type of guy or a Facebook posting type of guy. I will be doing historical stuff on there. I just have to get down to the historical society again and dig up lots of rich history of Wisconsin. And it is something I do enjoy doing, researching the towns. And there's a guy that that's a regular here that he goes down to the Manitowoc County Historical Society for only $15 a time, very reasonably priced. They can dig up just about any information that you want. Like for instance, he did like Grimm's. I'm sure some of you are familiar with. You're from Manitowoc County area. I'm sure some of you are familiar with Grimm's. You got North Grimm's on the north side of 10. You got the Shaving Street Bar, and then you got a bunch of buildings in the south side or the south side of Grimm's. You had the Red Lantern for many years. You had I don't even know if I'm not even going to try to pronounce that last name because I know I'm going to get it wrong. But they also have they had a general store there at one point in time. They had a schoolhouse down on the other side of Grimm's Road. But that got torn down within the last 15 years. Actually, that's more like the last 4 years that it was demolished. Funny thing is, even though there's no longer a driveway there, but the address is still there for the building. And if you go on Google Maps and the building is still standing. It's amazing. That was actually quite an ornate building too. I was almost going to go spunking in there, but I didn't quite have the guts to really go in there and look around. I think more people should take the opportunity on Facebook to make historical pages or put historical pictures of their town buildings, and there are some people out there that do that now. But there's so much beautiful scenery and so much beautiful stuff to look at. It's just you gotta take a moment to admire and even thank the person for posting. If it wasn't for that specific person for posting a certain historical document or picture or write up of a detailed piece on something, you never know exactly what. Or if you have somebody that's lived through the times, like for instance, a school building or remember when things changed. And there was even years ago, there's a lady that from school I went to that she was going to make a Facebook page of like historical photos and what it looked like from like 5-6 decades ago. And fortunately, she died. I don't know what she died of, but that was actually quite tragic because she had so much that she was gonna. She had the intentions of making a page on online of what the school looked like in different photos, but fortunately, all that stuff disappeared. I don't know if your kids dumped all that stuff out. I don't know. So I never did see any of that stuff again. Well, sometimes things aren't meant to be either, but you just kind of got to take things for what it is in life. I mean, the historical things, and things could be a lot worse. I just thank God that you got your health and you got religion, and there's a lot I've learned. If it wasn't, I don't know if I should get into it completely why I'm back on here, but it's only if the Holy Spirit really wants me to get into that. But I don't think that's something I should get into, so I'm not going to. But there's there's a fine line when it comes to social media. When you're using it in that, you usually occasionally just message somebody or do occasional stuff. That's all fine and good and in proportion. But when you use social media to the point where you're on it 24/7 all the time, it's very unhealthy to be addicted to social media. Sure, there's a lot of interesting stuff on there, and there's some people that are so consumed with it to the point where unhealthily they sit and post, "Well, I'm going to dinner, I'm going to eat steak, or I'm going to scrub the toilet, or I'm going to go buy a Jag Jaguar car or something." When you get that obsessed with it and that consumed, and it's not only is it unhealthy, but eventually you, the person that's consumed with it, you make a false idol out of it, and in a way you worship the platform. And if you're a person out there that does that, snap out of it. Don't get so consumed in it to the point where it rules your life. Everything in moderation. It's like shopping, for instance. There's some women out there that when they go shopping, sometimes they just buy stuff and they never use it, or sometimes they buy duplicates of what they have and then they never use it either. When you become a shopaholic and you spend $1,000 here, $100 here, $200 here, like every other day of the week or something, for instance, or every 3 days or something, or every day, you got a serious problem. And my advice is, don't go to a doctor, don't go to a psychologist. Seek God in divine intervention. That's the best advice a guy could give anybody. Or if you're addicted to gambling and that, don't go to Gamblers Anonymous. They're not going to help you. They're just going to cast demons over you and tell you that you're never going to get over it. Or it's like those that are drug addicts. Don't trust in alcohol, or don't trust in drug addict anonymous or alcohol anonymous, because they're going to sit there and beat you down in a godless fashion. But if you turn to Jesus Christ and you surrender yourself to Him and you repent, chances, and you really believe in God, your life will change. I'm not joking. When you really truly believe in God, you got purpose in your life. 'Cause there's even times that I've turned away. I admit I've ran away from God, and you become, for instance, I became addicted to a lot of things, and you kind of get an idea in your head presented to you, not on your own thinking, but God plants the idea or the thought in your head of just living into like this place. For a while, I didn't even go home. Period. I was just so consumed here, and it just showed me doing what it is that I do and nothing else. And just that day after day, and I was thinking, man, have I gotten so consumed with this place to the point where I spend an unhealthy amount of time here? And sadly, I kind of still do yet, but you gotta. The, the, the bottom line is you can't be addicted to things or inanimate objects. And even for people that are on Twitter and that, I'm sure there's a lot of spectacular stuff on there. Same with Instagram, same with Pinterest, same with some of the other wacky social media things out there. But just don't get consumed in it. Don't use it to an unhealthy, because basically people get demoralized when they sit on there for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, equaling up to days, to weeks, to months, to years. People tend to get depressed because they see other people doing stuff. But the other thing that you have to realize with Facebook and that, you don't want to put your personal information out there, because there are people that use Facebook to not only stalk you, but to kind of, they use it to kind of case you. And I mean, like, so don't post vacation photos on there. Don't put, I'm going to California, or I'm going to Memphis, Tennessee. I'm going to be gone for 6 months or a year or a week or 2 weeks or three. Because thieves and burglars will use that to their advantage to rob you blind. So just be if you're a newbie to social media, be careful of what you post on there, because people will use it to your advantage, and they will use it against you and put you in a vulnerable state. So there's a lot to think about before you post it. And the other thing that you have to realize is, all you people that have actual employment statuses, be careful what you post on there, because 99.9% of the time, your employer does check your Facebook stats, Twitter, YouTube. They look, they want to, when you get employed by a company, you're supposed to represent that company. And if you're posting stuff of you getting drunk or having sex or doing idiotic, stupid stuff, or making home movies of yourself doing dumb, goofy crap, chances are you're not going to be working there much longer. Excuse me. It happens sometimes. So do yourself a favor. Keep your Facebook stuff clean. Don't post any bad pictures either. Just kind of keep everything G-rated, and you'll be fine. Same with your YouTube. Same with Twitter, Instagram. Because there's even times that I haven't posted anything inappropriate, but there are times that for certain applications in the past, for like in the church, they asked me to look at a few people online to see what kind of. No, I'm not the hiring or HR or anything like that, but they use me to, since I'm kind of a tech junkie, to dig around and see if the person squeaky clean, and maybe I shouldn't even get into that. But just be careful what you do on there, because and once you even post something that's embarrassing or stupid or idiotic, you're never going to get it back. Once you post it, it's not yours anymore. So just kind of be careful and don't do anything stupid. So God bless everybody. Stay safe. Keep faith in Jesus. Take care, and we'll talk again soon.